never in a million years did I think that I'd actually be excited to talk about Chris Chibnall. This is a Chris Chibnall special episode of the pod.
Well, there's going to be a few Chris Chibnall specials, I suppose.
Yeah, but
this is the first of many, is it not? Or am I nuts?
Yeah, so today is day one.
Day one.
Day one of us revisiting the Chibnall era, specifically Revolution of the Daleks onwards, because those are the episodes that we reviewed hot off the press.
Okay, that is crazy.
We gave them hot takes. We did hot takes.
This was our first. This episode that we're revisiting was the first episode that. So we started the podcast and
it was a rewatch pod.
Yeah, it was in 2020. So COVID had just happened, and then they had already filmed this episode, and I believe they had just started filming series 13. But this episode had already been done before COVID hit. So this was our first new episode of the show. And Siri's going nuts, apparently. She loves to hear from me. I don't know what. I think I said series and Siri.
For God's sake, Siri.
Doesn't it come up on the thing? I always hear her when she comes on.
Bloody Siri.
But yeah, this is the first episode that we did. A first episode review, like a new episode.
Yeah, that we reviewed. So
the first new one ever. Yeah.
Considering we are a rewatch podcast traditionally, we've never actually rewatched Revolution of the Daleks onwards. So we're going to rewatch Revolution.
We're doing a rewatch with the rewatch, which is so cool.
Well, no, we're doing a rewatch of the watch.
Yeah, what he said, I guess, folks.
But we're going to do this from Revolution to Power of the Doctor. 60th and stuff is still too fresh. We'll deal with that in a few years.
That was last year.
Exactly. We need a few years buffer before we do a proper rewatch of that stuff.
Isn't it crazy? So, I mean, it is weird to think how little of Doctor Who we've gotten because, I mean, we had like a COVID series.
Yeah.
And then
specials.
Yeah. Specials took
and then
like
more specials.
Yeah.
And then a series.
Yeah, it's been it's weird to think that series 1, like series 13 and series 1, it's like there's a huge gap between both of them. Like there's a massive gap. It's kind of wild.
Well, we've been doing this pod for over 4 years now.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to think that prior to series 1, we'd had 13 episodes come out or something in that time. Now there's been like 20, 21 or something. But
still not a lot. Like,
no, it's not considering TV shows.
Yeah, there's like 22 episode series in like network shows.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of wild that.
And I get when you put it like that way, like, we had what was it? Flux came out in 2021. And
Flux
then
was 2021.
Season 1 came out in 2024. It's like, it's been like a 3 and a bit year gap. Like, might as well start the show again, you know?
Yeah, there's like 5 specials in between.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
With big gaps in between.
There's 3, and then there's 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 in between? True.
3 2022.
Well, yeah, because
3 60th
and
Christmas.
60th and yeah.
Correct, Mendo.
Yeah, my bad.
But yeah, we're also today, because we're doing a bit of a Chris Chibnall special here, we're going to talk about our top 5 best and our top 5 worst Chris Chibnall stories, which will be fun and controversial.
That is cool, actually. I messaged you today and I was like, does it have to be in order? Because I'm lazy. But then I actually did kind of have fun, particularly with the best. I really, when we get there, I'll explain. Like, there really was one I wanted to put in there, but I was like, it was fun, actually.
I've got a few honorable mentions that I'll mention.
I'll mention an honorable mention. I have an honorable mention.
Yeah, and it was interesting making the top 5 list because I was like, there is some cracking episodes in the Chibnall era. I don't think we give Chibs enough credit. Like, he actually, there's things that don't work. Overall, it's a little lukewarm, the era. But, like, there is also some there's episodes that I love watching. And, I'm grateful for that.
It's funny. Like, I know we're not on the review yet, but I would say, like, rewatching this episode today, it did remind me, and this is, I think, what we'll all have, even when, Russell moves on and we get a new showrunner, like, you always like look on eras with like a bit of like, if you didn't like it, you look on it and you're like, it was just so bad. But when you do rewatch it,
when you step back and
there's time has passed, it's not that era anymore. Time's passed and it exists how it is, and you know how it ends. It's a lot of the time nowhere near as bad as you.
No, we're hypercritical when stuff comes out, and I'm aware of that. Like,
I'm not. Are you the same? I'm the most critical. Doctor Who is like, for me, I'm the most critical about Doctor Who out of any movie, TV show, anything in existence. Doctor Who is like my most critical.
I agree, but I'd also say that I give it a lot of It's a bit of fun though. Especially,
have you seen the previous series? It's actually quite
quite
good.
fun.
Yeah, it's quite fun.
It's like, I think when it comes out, I'm quite looking for things, and often if something early on doesn't quite work for me, might just be a piece of dialogue or something.
Yeah.
Then I start looking, and 5 minutes in, there's another piece of dialogue. Then 5 minutes in, there's a sequence
like
that's a bit rushed, and it all starts to really chip away.
Yeah, that line didn't work for me. It's like, shit, and it just adds up.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, this is a bit of a Chris Chibnall appreciation post today, I guess.
I think it will be.
Yeah.
Can I say that with confidence? Yes,
Can we start the Chris Chibnall Appreciation Society?
I'm not trying to spoil the review, but yeah.
We could do badges.
Badges?
Yeah, with Chris Chibnall's face on it, and it says, "I love Chibs, big Chibs, big Chib energy,
Chib.
Justice for Chib,
Justice for Chibnall, bring him back,
yeah,
bring it back,
bring him back,
bring it
folks."
back.
We are the 50% Doctor Who podcast. We're going to get into the show, but before we do that, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Follow us. Use the Twitter and the Instagram @50Doctor, on TikTok @50Doctor Who. Give us a 5-star review on all your listening platforms. Follow us on Spotify, and there's a little bit of ways to give us money down in the Ko-fi below if you
There's
fancy.
a thanks button too,
and a thanks button on YouTube if you fancy giving a little bit back to the show.
I think only Jeremy's used. So
well, I've just ignored the thanks button because no one uses it.
Looking at you all like, do you even care?
Where are your manners?
Yeah, where are your manners?
Why aren't you saying thanks?
Every time someone doesn't give me a thanks button, I die inside.
50 podcast.
Ding dong.
Oh, we're funny, aren't we?
Ding dong, ding dong. Well, at least we think we are.
How you feeling about Doctor Who at the moment?
Every fucking week, man.
I know you don't want to talk about it, but you are reading the Wild Beyonder.
Yeah, I am,
novel,
yeah.
And you're enjoying it.
I'm in a bit of a target novel phase at the moment.
You are.
Yeah,
So,
I finished Kablam, which, to be honest,
was that by Pete?
by Pete, yeah.
Okay.
One of the most fun target novels I've read.
Did he
And
add more to it, or?
yeah, there's heaps of backstory for characters, and they kind of interweave a few backstories into the story a bit more. And there's a nice little payoff at the end with one of the backstories. I won't spoil it because I'm sure there's some people out there that will read it. But let's just say there's a possible cameo from the past in a flashback.
I'd love to hear about it after the show.
Yes, after the show we will do that.
I would love to hear who that is.
But it's good fun, and I think it did. Kablam, I think notoriously, I think it had its heart in its right place, but then sort of accidentally did the wrong thing with the messaging at the end. Do you know what I'm talking about with
Absolutely, totally, yeah.
this? I don't think it was Pete's intentions for that to be like the motive that comes off at the end. And I think when you read it, it does make it even more obvious than the TV show, where you're like, oh no, we've gone wrong here. We've turned a corner that we probably shouldn't have turned, and I don't think that they knew they were turning down it. But hey, it's still a really fun book, and the Wild Beyonder book that I'm reading now it's fine. It tells the story of Wild Beyonder.
That's Mr. Mark Morris.
Mark Morris doesn't really add anything new.
Whoever he is, we don't know who he is, but
I think his writing's a little bit drier than most Target novels.
Like dried turkey.
Oh, mate, I'm like...
On Christmas Day.
I'm like parched. I'm like...
Nothing like dried turkey. I assume. Is there dried tofu? Probably.
That's me reading Wild Beyonder.
That's going to sound great.
I bet it does.
I do love the commitment, folks.
Commitment to the bloody bit.
The commitment to the pod.
Shall we get talking about some Chris Chibnall Doctor Who?
I'd love to. I'm actually, you randomly threw this on me today. At first, I was like, "What is this man doing? Is he trying to ruin me?"
Yeah. So we're gonna start.
I'm already ruined. So let's do it. No, seriously, it was fun.
Let's do our top 5 worst episodes of the Chibnall era.
Yes.
And these don't have to be written by Chris Chibnall as well, by the way. I don't know if we said that, just in his era.
Yeah, I know that.
I
got episodes not written by Chib.
And then we'll go move into the more posy stuff and do our top 5 best.
Yep.
All right. I've gone analog today, Connor. Pen and paper.
All right.
Crazy, mate. Crazy.
Can't all be as good as you.
Should we do one at a time?
Sure. Are we starting from worst or best?
Let's go from so we're doing bad, and we'll go from 5 to our number 1 worst episode of the era. Okay.
You start with worst.
Oh. Okay, so the 5th worst, not the number 1 worst.
So yeah, we're going from 5 to 1. 1's the worst, 5 is the least worst, I guess, in this fucking thing.
Yeah. Okay, so my number 5, Dylan, put the keyboard away, mate. It's Praxius. I just think it's fucking boring, mate.
Yeah, Praxius is very shit.
I thought about not putting it in there because...
We were just talking about Pete, weren't we?
Yeah, well, because it's written by an Australian, and it has some really great location filming in there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Praxius, I also just quickly was going to say a special mention to arachnids in the UK, which I just think gets so much wrong, but... I
kind of fuck with arachnids.
There's some nice stuff with Yaz's family in there, which is what lures me to not put it into the top 5 worst. What's your number 5, Con?
I'm giving it to Legend of the Sea Devils, and I'm going to give it 5, and I would put it higher, but I think that they had obviously struggled with COVID. There are literally, I watched it on like the 4K upstairs, there's literally a scene where like John Bishop is standing up on the ship, and you can see in his hair the little specks of like green screen in the background. Like
nice.
It's
we're still doing that in 2022, are we?
It's not good. It's not good.
I'd rather that over the volume.
The volume. Well, look, I'm just saying it looks bad. The story's shit. The Sea Devils are there and don't really do anything. Not a fan of the story. It came out Easter and everyone was like... And what sucks is I think we were on a really good high from Flux and Eve. And then I generally do think from Flux to Power of the Doctor... It's a great run, except for this episode, and it kind of just stands out as like a shit episode, and it sucks because like if that episode was good, that whole run would have been a really fun time. But there's this episode in the middle that kind of just messes it up. So yeah, I'm going to give it to Legend of the Sea Devils at number 5.
I'm going to hold off talking about Legend of the Sea Devils because it might come up a little later when we get to the top 5 best ones.
Yep.
My number 4 is Saranga. It is just a bit boring, isn't it? It's actually not that bad. It's just... a bit boring. I like the set design. I don't mind.
Like Brett Goldstein?
Brett Goldstein, a froth, mate.
He's wasted as anything.
Yeah, he's in 2 minutes of it. And you know what? The Pating design, like I don't hate it. Like I'm okay with it.
It shows up in this episode reviewing today. The
Revolution.
Yeah.
The episode's okay. It's just, that's all it is. It's so middle of the road. And yeah, I don't know. Writing these made me really go like, there's definitely some big duds in the episode, in the era. I think the era just has so many just meh episodes, particularly in the first 2 seasons. So it kind of made it hard to put together a top 5. I did notice that I'm missing Orphan 55 off of my list.
Me too.
But when we reviewed it, we both said it's not as bad as people say.
I know, I agree, because it's not on my list either. And I know that's probably what people would think is going to be on there. But for me, I never really look back on it as that bad. Like, I know it's not great.
There's some grim moments in there.
I know there is, but I guess I know we're in the same maybe where we're like, I don't really think of it as, I just think of it as a forgettable episode. I don't even think about it necessarily.
And it actually starts off quite good. I remember us watching it and being really into it at the start of it, and then it loses its way.
James Buckley's in it.
It does nothing, mate. You'd be forgiven.
Green hair.
You'd be forgiven for forgetting that he's in it.
Forgot about it, mate.
What's your number 4, mate?
Praxius.
Oh, there we go. Speak of the bloody devil.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
It's boring. It's trying to give a message and it just falls flat on its face. It's
a prequel to The War Between the Land and the Sea.
Sure. You can call it that, but I'm not counting it as that, okay? It was supposed to, I assume, to have the Sea Devils in it. I didn't really get that. I don't really get why they weren't in it. Like, it seemed like something that would be perfect for them to be in it. It's jumping all over the place. Chibnall Zero loves to do this, like jump to different locations every 2 seconds. Not for me. I remember watching it and just being so bored.
Yeah.
And there's the most awful interpretation of like YouTube vloggers in it, like
That's
YouTubers.
So
and it's so like, it's like, don't you like, it's like you're going to put this out to the public. Like, don't you think the public watch YouTubers? They know they don't act like this. And there's also so cringe.
There's also no Ryan being like, oh yeah,
I had a YouTube channel.
I've had a YouTube channel once.
Never gets brought up
but
again.
All of a sudden when my life got interesting, I stopped YouTube.
Hey,
I didn't think about vlogging it.
You like Hey by Ryan S.
My favorite video.
Hey by Ryan. Yeah, it's like, sure, like, you know, I might be a bit harsh and I'm sure people will be like Legend of the Sea Devils was worse, but you know, COVID kind of fucked over Legend of the Sea Devils. This really didn't have any excuse to be as boring as shit as it was.
Sea Devils was
The birds are killing people. Great.
Number 3 for mine, The Battle of Rangskor of Kolos.
Yep.
It's not terrible. There's some beautiful score in there and some nice visuals. A little bit muddy. But I think the whole like Graham going to kill Tim Shaw, I just didn't buy. It was like just a step out of character for me with him. And just being a finale, it just is nothing. Like it just happens. It's an episode that just happens.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
When I talk about it, I'll give you my thoughts.
All right, so it's clearly your number one favorite.
It's coming up, I would say.
Good stuff.
Number 3 for me is the Sananga Conundrum. I can never say it. The
Sagana Canola.
The Sananga Conundrum?
The Saranga Conundrum.
Sananga Conundrum. What a stupid name.
Why'd you go American then?
Saranga Conundrum.
The
you can never say it.
You can only say Saranga Conundrum if you're American.
It's such a stupid title. Same with like Battle of Rangskor of Kolos. Who can say these titles? They're just so dumb.
Well, you just did so.
But it took me a long time, Aiden. I'm telling you. I have history of these episodes. Not good ones.
Talk to me about Saranga.
I think that it's just so shit. Like, we're talking like mid-series. We're supposed to be on a high. Boring, forgettable. Creature is awful.
Pregnant man.
There's a man giving birth. Cool. Don't care. Brett Goldstein's in it. Don't care. It's just, it's like you're watching it and you're like, if this wasn't my favorite TV show, I would have turned this off in the first 5 minutes.
There's some great music.
I don't give a fuck. What, you mean from Sagan?
From Sagan, yeah. I think there's a piece called like Reese's One or something like that.
I'll eat Reese's Pieces, but I ain't listen to that shit.
Well,
listen, man, I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of times in my life where I'm like, oh, I would just turn this off if I didn't give a shit and wasn't a fan. This is one of them. Boring.
Bye.
Just forgettable. Bye. It's such a dull script, and the fact that Chibnall thought it would work is so beyond me. I didn't like it from the second I watched it. No thanks. And I get the Pating's a bit of a meme now, but I hate that fucker. I don't like him.
I hate that fucking prick.
Once again, he is in the episode we're reviewing today. Don't give a shit. Don't care.
What did he do to you, that rat? I know he's a fucking rat. But what did he do?
I don't have the time to even tell you, Aiden, okay? It's just a terrible villain. The story doesn't work, and you know, we're not even talking about how the Doctor is like inconsistent and the companions suck.
Relate. My number 2, you might disagree with this one because of what you said about the perfect run that is Flux to Power.
Okay, I'm interested to hear this.
The Vanquishers.
That's such bullshit.
I think it's a bit harsh.
That's very. That is so.
It is rushed and messy as fuck. And I think for a season that was as strong as Flux, we got to Survivors of the Flux and we went, oh, it's a little bit shaky. That wasn't that great, but we're okay. And then you have the Vanquishers, which just is a hot mess, in my opinion.
Really?
I quite like, there's some nice visual stuff in there from Azir Salim, the director. All the black and white stuff when they go into the fob watch or whatever is cool, but also I think they tease the fob watch kind of annoyingly. I don't mind that we don't have the answer, but just the way I think they led up to it was a little bit like...
Did Jamie not direct the final?
No, Jamie did 1, 2, 4, and Azir Salim did 3, 5, and 6.
Right, okay.
Correct, Mendo. Yeah, that's the Vanquishers for me. So you like it?
I think you're being very harsh.
It's probably harsh, but I think it just...
I get that it's a final. When I think of expectations, but yeah, I think that's very harsh.
When I think of Fox, I just can't help but be like, oh, but it does go out with like a damp squid. If that's the saying.
A damp squid.
So it hinders. And
squids need water, as we know. So if they're damp, it's not a lot of water.
So accurate saying? Is that what you're...
I think I'm going to let you have it.
Hey, Google. Hey, Siri. What does the saying damp squid mean? Please.
As a noun, squid means
a small firework that
burns with a hissing sound before exploding.
That's kind of Vanquishers.
Do you want to hear the next one?
Satirical writing. Informal, a small, slight, or weak person, especially a child.
Yep.
Or a short kick on a kickoff in American football.
I reckon that is the Vanquishers, all of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
A short kick in American football. I reckon that's Vanquishers.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Siri. Fuck off. I hope you're not talking through the roadcaster at the moment.
Far from great, but I wouldn't say it's that bad.
Hot mess, mate.
Second, I'm given to Timeless Children.
Oh, see, okay.
People thought that I probably picked this for number one. I don't think it's as bad rewatching it. I was ready to rip it a new one last year. But I guess I would say now, my biggest issue with this is it creates such a hoopla that Chibnall never resolved. It's such a huge thing in Doctor Who canon that is not been resolved.
The old threw a grenade in the room and then just ran out and was like, Russell, you fucking deal with it, mate.
As
you make
love
something.
to say, exactly. You know, and you know, I know Russell loves to say like, I love what he left. Cool, whatever, that's fine. Like I'm glad that Russell finds that interesting. I don't. I have issues with what he decided to do, but I would much prefer he decided to elaborate on them rather than just say it happened and then go, that's it. I am not going to say anything else.
Boom.
As far as a final, I think it's entertaining and fun. I think, but it's so shadowed and taken over by the whole concept of the episode.
Yeah.
And that I can't really go over because I feel like he just did this huge thing that went nowhere. And that's why it's number 2.
See, I think I've kind of like forgotten about the big twist that was the Timeless Children, you know? So now I look at the episode and I actually don't mind the episode. I think it looks pretty nice. I think Jeremy Magnus Stone directs it from memory.
I think so, yeah.
And I think he actually does a really good job. Like that time lapse.
He's a very competent director.
Sorry, I'm just burping in my mouth.
No, you're right.
That time lapse of Gallifrey being built.
Yes.
It's great. I love the score. I think it's some of Sagan's best work in that episode.
Mr. Akinola.
I like some of the twists. Yes, the Timeless Child stuff. Yeah, verdict's out on that, you know.
I know, it's like everyone's already said everything that can be said about it. It's hard to like...
Jury's out.
Yeah.
But I don't mind. I think the Ashad stuff falls apart and turns into nothing, but the Time Lord Cybermen, yeah, fun. Fuck it. Kind of makes sense.
Sure.
It
kind of makes sense. I wouldn't say that, but that's okay.
My number 1, folks.
Yeah, I don't know what this is going to be.
Come on, mate. It's Legend of the fucking Sea Devils. Okay. So you were all like...
Number 5 for me.
You all said, I'm not going to be so harsh on this episode because COVID,
yeah.
You were all soft. I say, fuck it. I say this episode's a hot fucking mess. And there's something so wrong with it. I think Snares once theorized on Twitter that perhaps they didn't get the whole episode in the can or something, and like maybe they had to make shit up on the go.
It was shorter.
There's just stuff that doesn't feel right. It feels unpolished. It is the most unpolished episode of Doctor Who in years, where it's just like it just doesn't work on so many levels. There's a couple nice moments in there. Sea Devils look nice. Fucking Mario Sea Devil.
Die. It's Dan.
Dan.
Die.
Yeah, Die rocks up at the end, and that's the end of Die.
So do you reckon one day, like, obviously the BBC would never admit if they didn't finish filming it, but...
Well, it's maybe not they didn't finish filming it, but maybe there was like a problem with some sets.
Do you think one day...
scheduling?
Do you reckon when we're like in our 60s, we'll hear like stories from the sets?
All I can say is when I'm 60, all I'm going to be listening to is...
Twat?
Notoriously from this episode.
You listen to Twat?
Twat.
Okay.
It was nice to see the Sea Devils again. Don't need them again in the new spin-off, mind you.
Well, they are.
Fuck.
Okay.
Hit me with your number 1, baby. Hit me with
Round Square, of course.
Okay.
Which was what, your third?
Third. I don't think it's that bad to be number 1.
I think...
It's a nothing burger, sort of, but...
Well, that's the issue.
Right. Yeah, sorry.
I think that this is the perfect example of how Chibnall didn't take the job seriously. Okay? It's a first draft. It's such a... You end a very mediocre series on quite possibly the most boring final ever, which means nothing. There's one, count it, only one scene in this episode that I love, which is the scene that I've said 1,000 times when Graham says to the Doctor, if he's here, I will kill him. Tim Shaw, and the Doctor says, If you do that, you don't travel with me anymore. Finally, a bit of character development.
That's nice from the doc, yeah.
That is the only thing. Everything else I hate. A first draft, it's ridiculous, it's laughable, and it's just so boring. It's so boring. I think it's everything that I hate about Doctor Who, and the idea it's a first script that you did that in your first series final as a showrunner. You should be ashamed of yourself, man.
Well, it probably is a little bit
ashamed of yourself.
I think probably maybe a bit off a bit more than he could chew in terms of like how many scripts he was writing. I think it just came and shot him in the foot. It was the last one they were filming or something like that, and that's just how
that's a good way of putting it. I mean, like what he did 1, 2. Did he co-write Rosa?
I think he co-wrote Rosa, did Arachnids,
4, and 5. He didn't
and
do
then 10, and then Resolution.
Yeah, because then that is a lot.
Yeah,
it's almost like what we were saying with Russell from doing too much,
plus
coming back in and coming too much.
He set up Doctor Who's first ever writers' room and stuff like that, so it was a fair bit.
Is he fucking Laura Michaels right now?
Well, I don't know what that means.
SNL.
Over my head, mate.
I know you're not an SNL fan, but
SN emphasis on the L.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about
those
that.
You don't know SNL, you don't know Laura Michaels. All my Laura Michaels fans in the chat type LM. Do you see someone got my 7 reference?
Yeah.
7!
There's another Sado like you out there.
7!
Sorry, mate.
Did you see he's like, Aiden is missing out on not watching Simon. I'm like, I just know you so well. You look at that and go, I ain't missing out. I just know you so well. You wouldn't for 1 second think you're missing out.
I'm not gonna listen to that shit. Presses play on the Before trilogy.
Yeah, you wouldn't for 1 second think you're missing out.
No.
And
I know he straightens his A24 hat.
I know you so well that you would never watch Seinfeld ever.
No, I've thought about it. Because you keep fucking bagging on about it.
You'd never watch The Simpsons.
No, I've seen enough of The Simpsons. You know, like I grew up in Simpsons era. I've seen enough.
You've seen enough episodes.
I watched it when I was a kid. You know, like I'm just like anybody else, but I left that part of my life behind.
It's
I don't need. I wish I'd done that with fucking Doctor Who.
It's like people say, I don't smoke anymore. You're like, I don't hit a Simpsons episode.
I don't. Yeah.
So what's your number 5? So we're going again 5-1. Our top 5. Best Doctor Who episodes of the Chris Chibnall era.
So now it's our favourites. Time for our favourite ones.
Now to be less negative.
Posy. Well, before we jump into number 5, I want to give some honourable mentions. And you might as well just...
Honourable mentions?
You might as well just throw in the whole Chibnall here. I just want to shout out Rosa, Village of the Angels, Fugitive of the Jadoon, War of the Sontarans, and just Flux in general. Because none of Flux is actually in my top 5.
Okay.
And like I like Halloween Apocalypse. I like Village. I like Fugitive, but I think, and I like Flux as a whole, but my top 5, I do think there is some banging episodes.
I know you're number 1. I can smell it on you.
Can smell it.
You can smell it on you.
A bit of power in your pocket, mate.
Yes.
My number 5, which could be higher, but It Takes You Away.
Okay, I don't know your number 1. That's what I thought your number 1 was.
No, I'm surprised you didn't get it from my comment.
I'm
wrong. I love It Takes You Away. Maybe it should be number 1. But when I did this list, I sat here and I thought, that's great. But do I feel like watching it every day? No.
Well, it's a very deep episode, I think, as well.
It is. It is a beautiful episode.
It's not an easy episode to watch. I think it's not like a... it's not easy to watch. It takes it out of you a bit.
It takes you away.
Yeah, it kind of does.
It's weird. It's different. You know, we like 73 yards. This is like Chibnall's, well, not written by him, but Chibnall's era 73 yards.
Arctic Monkeys.
Bit funny. Bit Arctic Monkeys in there, you know.
Are you wearing an Arctic Monkeys shirt?
It's like, to be honest, got the emotional weight that the finale should have. Like, it closes off a bunch of character arcs and stuff, which is great. You got Grace in there. You got Ryan calling Graham Grandad. There's so much great stuff.
Ribbons.
And the icing on the cake.
Ribbons.
It's
the main icing on the cake.
More icing on the cake is that all the beautiful location filming that does look like it was shot in Norway, even though it wasn't. It just looks fantastic. Everyone has stuff to do. All the characters have stuff to do. It's great. They actually handled 4 characters.
Yeah, Yaz actually like takes on the police shit.
Yaz does a lot.
Yeah.
Ryan looks after the kid for a hot minute. Graham has a cry about Grace. My dad ran away
too. Maybe yours did.
Yeah, farm.
Yeah, Toes and Cold sucks, but like, that line is really good.
And then Jodie cries to a frog.
Well, yeah, that
it's great.
If you don't like the frog scene, I don't really know what to say to you. Number 5 for me is Eve of the Daleks. I think
okay.
I think that this is just such a fun episode. I'd gone through 2 New Year's specials that I just really didn't like. And I just enjoyed the fuck out of Flux for what it was. And this special came in. It has Dan in it. It's just fun. Like this
Dan's a fun vibe, isn't he?
This episode I can rewatch any day of the week. Love it. It's just fun. It's to the point. The characters are just silly, and it's we have the construction worker from when he fell to Earth at the end coming back.
Is it Colin or something?
It's like Colin or some shit. Yeah. The two main characters in it, like
they got a love story in there.
They're both like kind of big actors, and they were fun. And
B is one of them.
She's gorgeous. I love her. She was in Bob's Burgers quite a lot actually. It's where I kind of found out about her.
Got her own show, This Way Up.
Yes, she
on
does.
Stam.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm there for it.
Cool.
It's a fun episode. The Daleks kind of feel a bit threatening in it, and they had that weird like new gun,
machine gun.
Yeah.
How's no one thought of that before, by the way?
Well, they miss every time.
Yeah, true.
Well, they kind of do and kind of don't. Like it's kind of like the Groundhog Day of. It is cool seeing the Doctor get being shot by the Daleks.
Yeah, shot the shit out of.
And it's like, yeah, it's fun. So I'm going to give it to Eve of the Daleks at number 5.
Me dog's locked in fucking Costa.
Thank you, Jodie.
My number 4, I kind of want to swap 4 and 5 here, but I'm going to stick with it. Number 4, The Haunting of Villa Diodati.
Uh-oh.
I love the spooks. I think it's one of the first times in a long time.
Kill yourself.
Thanks. Doctor Who's been quite a bit spooky. I think it's so twisted when the Cyberman goes to break the baby's neck. I think... yeah, the ghost stuff is cool. The twist of the Cyberman, like the ghost being the lone Cyberman, I think is great.
That is a good plot twist.
I think it looks fantastic. I think Jodie has a rage speech, which we always love when a Doctor has a rage speech.
What's it called? We are not
a flat team structure.
Yeah.
We are a mountain range. And I'm at the fucking summit, and my dog's stuck in fucking Costa.
What episode did she say we're a flat team structure? Wasn't it in like a series 12 episode?
There's an episode early on when someone refers to it. Yaz says like, we're a very flat team structure.
We are not a flat... Yeah, it's good.
And then the Doctor's like been holding on to that, waiting for that rage.
We are not a flat team structure.
But yeah, I like it. And it's like great to have like a... like
Graham's
I love...
ghost. He saw the ghost.
I know, and it's real.
Yeah.
I love how serialized Year 12... Series 12 is.
Year 12?
And it's...
Don't take me back.
It's like just when you sort of didn't expect... Yeah, only a couple of weeks ago we had Jack come back. And now all of a sudden we've got like...
Cybermen.
The prequel to the finale here. Like it's just sick. I'm on board with it. I think it's fun. Well, it's fun, but it's also just like good drama.
I'm going to give number 4 to Halloween Apocalypse.
Yeah, okay.
For what it did to me as a fan, because
Erection. I'm
here not enjoying Doctor Who, and this episode was the first time in a long time I'm like, wow, I'm actually having fun with the show. Like, I'm actually enjoying it. Do I think it's incredibly well written? No. Is so much going on at once? Yes. Does that kind of, it's like, you know how back in the day in India, like they would use like rotten meat in curries and they would hide it with a lot of spice, so it was so spicy you couldn't tell it was rotten meat. That's kind of how I feel about Flux. It's like, this ain't that good, but it's so much is going on at once that I can't really tell that it might not be that great.
Yeah.
Halloween Apocalypse to me, it was just like, I remember just like watching it on a Monday morning being like, I remember just texting our group chat afterwards and being like, holy shit, like I just had fun. Like I had fun with it. Like I'm invested, I'm excited, and I'm keen for next week, which is not something I had with Doctor Who for a while. So I have to give it to Halloween Apocalypse. Dan's a fun character. I understand people who say like Dan's like kind of like a nothing character. He kind of is. Like he doesn't really. His arc is I like Diane. I go on date with Diane. That's kind of it. Like he doesn't really have any arc. That's kind of it.
Yeah.
But I just love John Bishop, so it's just kind of funny to see him in it. And
the Evil Dan memes were spawned. That was the best. That's
no
the most.
one loves Soup more than me.
That is the funniest the Doctor Who community has ever been. Was with Evil Dan.
It scared me there.
Dude,
they reversed. They reversed taking the sweets.
Yeah. So good,
dude. It's.
But even like the lines that are actually in the episode, where he's like, "You look like the Rosses" or something.
Yeah.
And then he like bobs him on the nose.
Yeah. It's like, is that real? Yeah, he's touching Carvinus's nose. It's a fun episode. A lot's going on. The Sontarans rock up at the end. Like it's
Fucking Carvinista.
The Weeping Angels are in it. It's just it gets my nether regions going.
And that final moment where it's like
so much is going on.
It's a montage of this. And it's sort of what I wanted from Chibnall from
The cloister bells going off.
From series 11, where we all loved Broadchurch, and we heard Chibs was coming to Doctor Who, and we all thought, oh, we're finally going to do like some really strong serialized storytelling with Doctor Who.
Yeah,
it
and
felt
he was like, I ain't
it.
doing that.
He did the opposite of that,
Yeah, he
in
did
fact.
the opposite of that, yeah.
And that episode ended, and I was like, yes, this is where Chibnall works best. It really is. It's not in my top 5 because I do think it's a bit too messy to be up there for mine, but I still think it is a cracking fun story.
Yeah,
and I
it's
think you're
super fun.
You're well within your right, especially because it did the same thing for me as it did for you, where it's like, it did make me go, that was fun. I just had 50 fun minutes of Doctor Who.
Also, during this was going on through COVID when you just needed an escape.
Oh, yeah.
You needed an escape. Life was just fucking horrible. We all thought the world was going to come to an end. And again, the fact they made this series through COVID, I tip my fedora because they were away from their families during a horrible time. And that, including the crew, not even just the cast, like the crew as well, were away from their families.
Crazy times.
And they made a series that is, I know the final was in your words, but it's like they made a series that was watchable and fun.
Yeah.
At that, it was just fun, So good on them.
If I could thank Chibnall for one thing, it would be for making this.
Absolutely, he deserves the respect for doing that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Absolutely,
a lot of sacrifice there.
Absolutely.
My number 3 is an ode to a series that we could have had. Let's have a funeral here. Let's have a funeral for the series that we were promised in The Woman Who Fell to Earth, but we never got. Me and Chris, we have spoken about this off air.
Are you kidding me?
We think this sets up a series that we just don't get. Like it. Just on vibe alone, I think.
Oh, boy.
I enjoy The Woman Who Fell to Earth a lot. When we rewatched it for the pod, I thought...
We went to the cinema to go see it.
We did. When we rewatched it for the pod, I thought, it's not quite the top tier that I thought it was. Well, apparently it is because it's number 3 on my list right now. I think it's fun. I think it's exciting. I think it really sets up an exciting era. I think Chibnall writes the side characters, the companions, if you will, pretty well in this story. And then it's like from then on, it all just turns into a blur. I like Tim Shaw in this as a one-off villain. I love the crane sequence. Jodie having to jump the crane. It's great. We always have like Doctor moments that are like, gonna save the world, gonna save the planet, The Doctor just has to jump a fucking crane in this one. I think it's so small scale. I love it. And I think there's a vibe of it that feels like Chibnall's crime drama roots in here. Maybe it's because like Yaz is a cop and there's some stuff in like police cars.
He's an ITV writer, man.
And it kind of looks like it as well. But yeah, I enjoy it.
Was this Jamie?
No, this was directed by
Ben?
James Childs? Jamie Childs?
Jamie,
or something?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I guess it's what makes our take so different and important. It's like, I'd never put that on there, but it's so great that you did.
That's so cool.
I have War of the Sontarans.
As your number 3?
It's number 3. Because I think if Halloween Apocalypse set me up for fun, War of the Sontarans delivered on a scale that I could not even comprehend.
I like it.
If I had fun in Halloween Apocalypse, I had a riot in War of the Sontarans. A feeling in my nether regions, Aiden, that I have not felt.
Massive blood of rush to the penis.
That I have not felt in years. Just so fun. Just that massive shot in the sky with the Sontarans fighting the soldiers.
Yeah,
just
that's sick.
the field and the TARDIS landing there and
Looks really nice. The snow.
Yeah, and I think it's Dan and Yaz, they disappear. Like they disappear and then Dan gets taken back to home and then Yaz gets taken to the spot where Vinda is and they're all there in episode 3, Planet Time. It's so, for me, it's so fun. And that Sontaran design, they're riding the horses. It's
Looks
like,
great.
This is what makes Doctor Who fun for me. Like, the stakes are high. It can still be funny. The characters work. it's just so entertaining.
Yeah.
It's so entertaining, and I loved every second of it.
I think that, along with Village, could easily be in my top 5. But it's
Yeah.
just, I think there's so many that are close to being in that top 5 for me, but just don't quite make it. And but yeah, I think, and if I wrote this list tomorrow, War might be in it. You know, so it's a good episode. It's a really good episode.
I think I gave it close to a 9, and I think it's just so fun.
Dan Starkey's back.
Dan Starkey's back, and
Santa Ho.
The amount of like, I know this might not mean anything to anyone who doesn't really care about like how they make the show, but it's like the fact that they were doing like scouting for locations during COVID and having a crew go there. This stuff isn't easy when there's a global pandemic not happening. The fact that it is so commendable, and I can't help but sit back on my couch and clap my hands.
And weather-wise, it looked fucking miserable to shoot as well.
That's what Chibnall was saying. I watched his interview on the podcast. I can't remember the name. I'm sorry.
Radio Free Scarrow.
I think it was Radio Free Scar. Yeah, it's like
Or Corner to Corner.
It was all corner to corner. Yeah, it was like apparently it was just like miserable. Like it was awful. Like the weather was just so bad, but it just, for me, it works so well. I love it. It gave me a spot that I didn't have with Doctor Who for so long. So
And you have the great stuff in present day Liverpool as well.
Oh, Dan's parents! It's
Dan's
so funny.
Parents.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Sometimes shit.
Gotta
It's
walk
like
right
it's parked
over
on
you.
it's parked in like the Liverpool stadium.
Great. That's great.
Yeah,
And
I'm just looking for the period. As Troy always says.
Troy loved that line, didn't he?
Yeah,
It's a good cracking episode, mate.
brilliant.
Good choice there.
Thank you.
My number 2, mate. You said it already. For me, Eve of the Daleks.
Mm-hmm.
It is fun. It is the perfect New Year's episode. You know, like
Definitely.
I think there is a New Year's vibe about it.
Yeah.
Whereas Chib's other 2 episodes, other 2 New Year's specials don't really vibe with us as New Year's specials. But yeah, it's fun. Like I pretty much agree with everything you said about it already. Good cast, got a little love story in there, which ticks boxes for me, mate. And it doesn't make sense in parts of a few plot holes, but I enjoy it so much that I just don't give a shit. It is so fun, and that along with number 1, there's 2 episodes that I would watch probably over anything that's come out since from Doctor Who.
Well, you're right with like there is like a cozy vibe.
Yeah.
Like
It's easy. It's easy to watch.
Yeah, I rewatched the holdovers this week with my mum because it's just such a cozy vibe about it. And like I have that with Eve. Like I have this.
Yeah.
It's not. I know it might sound. It's like it doesn't really challenge you. I guess that's like. It might sound like that's a detriment to the episode, but like it's just you can put it on.
Yeah,
like,
it's
fun.
Nice.
It's a fun episode just to watch.
I mean, it
and
doesn't
that's
make
great.
you cringe at all or anything.
It's good. It makes you want to go home and put it on.
Yeah.
Like I feel like watching it when I go home,
Yeah.
which is nice, you know.
Yeah, the same. And there's a great moment with Dan running around a Dalek.
Yeah,
It's excellent.
it's the TARDIS is like it's actually funny.
Oh, it resets. They have that cool shot where it all. Yeah.
I just like it. It's just fun. It's Groundhog Day meets Doctor Who with the Daleks, and I get it's like, oh, the Daleks are thrown in it. It's like, what a waste. But it's like, I think the Daleks are good in it.
They're great. It's a great,
fun.
like, low-key, like, low-budget Doctor Who on restraints. When Doctor Who is at its best.
Characters die and they come back and they know they've died and they
Right.
it's good.
Fucked up.
It's just fun. It's
What's
fun.
your number 2?
It takes you away.
Oh, right, that high. Damn, I feel bad for having it so low on mine now.
So, well, I think not only just for the podcast, but I think it's really good for conversation that we have different lists. I watched this episode in Gold Coast in 2018 it came out?
Yeah.
And I heard all this hype behind it and I was like, what a load of shit. I hated it. I was like, this is just, what the fuck were they talking about? This is awful. It wasn't until I got older and my balls dropped that I think I was like 22 at the time either way.
You're like, oh, this is actually really good.
I was like, I think maybe it's when we rewatched it for the show and we had Mike on from Who Gives a Fluck podcast.
Great episode of the pod as well. I like
Great
that
episode of the pod.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike.
Mike, yeah, he does Who Gives a Flux pod. Yeah, I think it's like, I get it now. It's the Always Sunny in Philadelphia meme with Danny DeVito. I get it now. There is still to this day nothing like that episode. What's so funny? It was so funny.
No, don't worry. You keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
It's just like, there's nothing like this episode. It's so unique. It's so its own thing. Aiden's smiling at me.
Sorry.
Have I got something on my face?
No,
Is
I'm
that
just
what it is?
excited to talk about number one.
Okay. It's like, but there's just like, there's nothing like it. It's just so unique. And, you know, I feel like I'm kind of seconding everything you said. It gives everything, the characters give everything and they get something to do.
It's beautiful Doctor Who.
It is. And again, I'm going to say it. Like, I know Elliott's opinion is valid, but, you know, I think if you don't really like the frog, it's like, well, why are you here? Like, this is just what the show does.
This is Doctor Who, yeah.
It's silly.
It's Doctor Bloody Who.
It's Doctor Bloody Who. And by the way, I didn't like the frog when I first watched it.
Yeah, neither did I.
And yeah, I really do think it just, whenever I think of Jodie's era, I think of this episode as the one episode that is just so special. It's just special because it's its own thing. And God bless. And I think we both have the same number one.
Well, I was going to say, shall we say it at the same time?
1,
3, 2, 1.
Power of the Doctor.
Oh.
Yes, number one.
Take me
How
back.
can it not be? How can it not
Take me
be?
back. God damn. Sorry, I just...
You know what I'm going to say?
Love
I'm
this
going to say
episode.
it. My 60th special.
I'll agree.
There's a big debate at the moment about what the 60th special is.
Twitter just
And
stop
I
fucking
say-
yelling at each other.
And I say it is the Power of the Doctor. There, I said it.
Look, I'd say there's an argument there that the plot of the Power of the Doctor makes zero sense, and I think that's a valid argument. I think it either doesn't make sense or it's
I don't care.
or it's so nonsensical that I don't give a fuck to listen to the plot.
I don't care.
But the character moments, the emotions, and for goodness sake, the fun. It's
the
also
fun.
inventive. We've got the fucking Guardians of the Edge. I don't need that to come back. I don't want that to come back. But, like, for what it is in this episode, I think it's a great little way of, like, celebrating the past. And like, Chibnall, finally someone brought back the old dogs into the main show. And it was Chibnall in his final little bit of love.
Well, he's a fan, you know.
Well, I'd fucking love it if Russell was like, oh, I'm a fan too, not just of my own era.
Oh, shit. He said it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to say some stuff?
Yeah, we'll bounce. You talk to me a bit.
Well, I think this episode just works on so many levels. It's movie length. It's a celebration. I'm sorry, like, as much as I can enjoy episodes like The Giggle and Wild Beyonder for what they are, like, Wild Beyonder is very similar into, like, the It Takes Me Away category where it's like, there's nothing like it. But, and I know this is a bit of a divisive chat at the moment, but it's like, what's the real special? I'm sorry, I'm going to count this as, in my head canon, I would count this as the main 60th special. I know it's the centenary special for BBC. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
But, you know, Jodie went out with a bang. Tons of old companions rocked up. The old doctors rock up. I
Fucking Ian.
Ian Chesterton's in it.
Bradley's
do you know,
back.
Do you know what's so funny? I remember when watching it, we were like, you know, it's funny how there weren't any New Who doctors in it because they're saving that for the 60th. So we'll take this and we'll get that in the 60th.
We were
how
so
wrong
naive.
we were, Aiden.
So
how wrong
naive.
we were. But this episode is just, it's like, bro, you can chuck this on, same with Eve, and just have so much fun with it. Like, it's not very well written.
No, it's a hot mess.
The plot is all over the place. Yes, the Daleks rock up and the Cybermen, and it's all going on at once. It's
Don't give a
blah,
fuck.
blah, 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 blah.
Fun. Rasputin. The master's there.
Rah, rah, Rasputin. Dude, la, da, ra, da, din, din. Dude, I'm there for it. It's fun. It's bombastic. I can't tell you how many times I've rewatched the Ace and Tegan scenes with their doctors.
Amazing.
It's beautiful.
Amazing.
It's written by a fan.
Yep.
And I can respect that. And yeah, the Guardians of the Edge thing is like is beautiful.
It's amazing. I love it so much. And I adore, those are my second and third favorite scenes of the episodes, the companions and old doctor scenes. But my favorite scene is Jodie's regeneration. I actually think it's probably my favorite regeneration. I think it's different. We're cross-cutting between her walking out on her own with cross-cutting
With
that
Yellow by Coldplay playing.
Oh, the fan theories. But cross-cutting that with the companion support group is like so beautiful. And they're like,
Did you say
her,
she?
she. They're like a hype man, you know. They're like hyping up the 13th Doctor as she goes out, you know. And then it's stunning. It's beautiful. The regeneration looks fantastic. I think her last words are so true to the 13th Doctor. She's playful. She's that primary school teacher.
That tag you're it is great. It fits her Doctor. I don't like the 13th Doctor, but you know that line is
Doctor whoever you're gonna be. Amazing.
You're it.
Amazing.
And then the edged in David Tennant. I mean, I know now we know how it plays out, and it did not live up to my expectations at all. But at the time, it was just so insane. Like just to see David there, and just to be like, oh shit, we've got to wait 13 months till we see this, which was an insane wait, a very long wait.
Now it's ages ago, almost a year ago now.
I know. Isn't that crazy? Nearly a year.
Crazy.
But the wait was just insane and fun. Yeah, Grant comes back. I really wish Tosin would give a fuck enough to come back.
I kind of love that he doesn't give a fuck.
He didn't give a shit. Not even to even record like a fake ass
he
like
just called in
Zoom
sick.
call. He couldn't care less, which is whatever.
Yeah.
It would have been nice, but
I love Grace.
Yes.
Graham and Ace.
Yes.
Ship them.
Would that ever
R.I.P.
come
Grace.
back?
I'd love it if they did. I'd love it.
Yeah. It's always like, you know, and maybe Russell will do this in these later series. We don't know. But, you know, Chibnall being like, let's bring back Ace and Tegan, you know?
Why the fuck not?
It'd be fun. Bring back some old characters.
Doctor Fun.
Where is Romana?
Dead.
I don't know. No.
Nah.
She ain't dead.
She's actually in E-Space.
Well, you know what? She can get the fuck out of there and come to Earth. I don't know what that is. I have not seen the episode, folks. I've only seen a few classic episodes, maybe 20 at best.
You've seen more than that. But
really?
You've not seen the
thank
E-Space
you.
trilogy.
Thank you so much. I've seen about 30 at best.
But you know what makes me so happy?
Is it me?
Well,
in your life?
Other than that,
folks.
When I look at the poster for Power of the Doctor, I feel so warm and fuzzy.
How are your nether regions?
I see erector than a fucking...
About to explode. Blood sausage.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel warm and fuzzy. Like, and literally, and generally, okay, just looking at poster design here, I compare the 60th poster with the...
That 60th poster
Power
is
poster.
so great. Like, Neil Patrick Harris looked like he was made by AI.
Yeah, it looks... It's so
bad.
dark and it's not exciting, whereas...
They look
Power,
so weird in it. They're like...
Power's exciting. The Doctor kind of looks like Pikachu in the middle with all the electricity coming off of her. But it was regeneration energy. But it's like, it's cool. The trailers were hype. Everything about this episode was hype.
That trailer was really cool.
It was so hype.
I remember going and watch a movie knowing that when the movie ended, I would get to watch the trailer for Power of the Doctor. What's that movie with Florence Pugh and Harry Styles?
Don't worry, darling.
Don't worry, darling. Yeah, I went to the theater to go see that.
Why?
The girl I was seeing at the time's parents bought me tickets, so we all went together. I didn't pay for it. I went. And you know, in the theater, you go, oh. just so I want to
check the watch.
Nah, I didn't do that. But it's like
tap the screen on the Apple Watch.
I just had to do that just to make sure that people knew I wasn't enjoying. Nah, I didn't do that. But I could have. I could have been like,
so that they know you're better than this.
Oh, why did? What was
the credits start rolling? You go.
Do you know it's funny? You know, in America, people do that. Like when the credits come up, people like clap.
Yeah, I
bit cringe.
I like when it's like a good movie and you go, yeah.
Do you do that?
After Force Awakens, I took my shirt off and my pants off, and
I was there. That didn't happen. I remember at Force Awakens when it ended, people did clap.
Yeah, I love that. I like.
But that's the only
with those fan
experiences.
That's great.
But that's the only experience I've had in the theater where people have clapped.
Force Awakens was like the Lucasfilm logo. So the lights went dark.
Oh,
everyone clapped,
dude,
and then the clapping stopped, and then the Lucasfilm logo came up. Everyone clapped.
I was saying to my mum literally on Tuesday. I was saying to my mum, I was like, that theater experience, like my heart was beating out of my chest.
Yeah,
it was beating out of my chest. I can't explain it. It was just like in a room. And by the way, the entire cinema was booked out. 8 theaters. We were theater number 1, which means the biggest fans were in there because we were number 1.
And we actually ended up with good seats, like because we were in a good spot in the middle.
Such a good spot. It was perfect.
And then the Star Wars
down
logo came
to
on.
the last moment, dude.
Everyone
Luke
clapped.
Skywalker's vanished. My heart,
Everyone went,
dude. Everyone was going fucking insane. It was the most insane experience, and you know what? So sad and depressing about that. It will never happen
Never
again.
again.
Nothing will ever make me that excited.
when Han got stabbed,
That
was
was
it you that grabbed my hand? I remember whoever was sat to my right grabbed my hand.
I wasn't next to you, but I remember just that fear, just being like, and you know what really bugged me? Someone lit up their lightsaber.
No, but they didn't mean to.
Oh, did they not mean to?
No, it was
I thought it was
100%.
out of respect.
Dude.
Like, you know, they put their lighters in the air. Like,
Without doxing ourselves, there's a comic book store that lives somewhere in the vicinity of us.
was it them?
It was the owner of that comic book store.
Oh,
And I saw like him flinch. So like Solo got stabbed, and then he went like, "Oh, fuck!" And then I had to like turn off his saber.
I thought someone did it as like, you know how like people put their wands in, when Dumbledore died. Okay,
No.
I'll never look back on that and be like, that was dumb. It was so exciting,
The 60th could have done that,
and it didn't.
but you know what it did?
Maybe the 70th.
It gave us by generation.
Well, thank you for that, Russell.
My favorite thing Russell's ever done.
If you don't get by generation, I have no time for you.
Thanks, Russ. It's probably about time that we get into talking about Revolution of the Daleks, shouldn't we? Let's wrap up this Chibnall special
Let's throw it in the bin.
with a little bit of a revisit to Revolution. We thought that segment, by the way, that top 5
Took an hour.
was going to be like
Nearly an
10,
hour.
15 minutes at the top of the show. So, yeah, let's... so we're running
hasn't
along.
eaten yet.
Oh, God.
That's okay.
Oh, he's-
please seriously, take your time, baby.
I will.
I'm still blind.
You, as you keep drinking when you've not lined your stomach.
Well, I ate lunch.
That was a while ago, though.
Nah,
It's 8 p.m.
mate. I had it about 4 o'clock.
That's not lunch. That's basically dinner.
If you forget lunch and eat lunch at 4 o'clock, it's still your lunch.
If I forgot lunch, I would just, and it was 4 o'clock, I would just wait till dinner. Or I'd have an early dinner.
Well, I couldn't do that because I had the fucking podcast.
You're a rat.
I fucking got you there, mate.
Let's get into the meat and bones of the pod, shall we? Revolution of the Daleks. It's a special episode from the British science fiction television program Doctor Who, first broadcast on BBC One on the 1st of January 2021. It's written by Chris Chibnall and directed by Lee Haven Jones. The episode follows the 12th series as a New Year's Day special, continuing on from The Timeless Children. It stars Jodie Whittaker as the 13th Doctor, with Bradley Walsh, Tolshan Cole, and Mandip Gill as the companions. Walsh and Cole depart the series in the episode. It also stars John Barrowman as Jack Hartness, following his return in Fugitive of the Jadoon. Holy shit, man. This episode was watched by 6.35 million viewers.
Well, it had that New Year's spot, so
Yeah.
that any Christmas special, New Year special, Easter special, it's going to get viewers.
Do you think John coming back did stuff to it as well? Surely at least one person came back because John was back.
Yeah, I assume. Yeah, I assume maybe.
No matter what you say or what you do, they still love me.
I assume maybe one person came back. Maybe, I don't know. I think it might be too late. I mean, if old fans of Doctor Who saw John Barrowman in it and saw a whole Doctor and cast they didn't know, I don't know if that would encourage me to go and watch it, but that it doesn't count for me. I'm a loser who watches Doctor Who the second it drops.
We are losers.
I stay up till 2 a.m. to watch it sometimes. 3:30 a.m. sometimes.
Basic plot synopsis is you got the Doctor continuing on from the Timeless Child. They're imprisoned in the Shadow Proclamation's prison thing.
I don't know if it's Shadow Proclamation.
No, it's
I
not.
think
It's just an asteroid.
She got put there because of the Jadoon.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck the Shadow Proclamation is. But yes, Doctor's imprisoned, so it follows the Doctor escaping from prison, then catching up with the companions as the Daleks begin to, human-made Daleks begin to go havoc on Earth.
AI Daleks.
AI Daleks, if you will. Kind of back in good old 2021, mate, on the first day of 2021, or the second for us being in Australia.
Yeah.
You gave this episode a 6 and I gave it a 7.25.
Oh, shit.
Shit. So
7.25.
that's what I gave it, mate. Watching it now in 2024, tell me what's your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Sum it up for me.
Well, obviously, I'm going to feel different about it now that it's ended, the era. I think it was so interesting to me. This episode had been filmed like a year prior to it broadcasting. I mean, they'd filmed this in the same block that they'd shot Timeless Child and stuff. Like, they'd already filmed it. So they had this episode for a year.
In the can,
particularly in a year when there was a global pandemic, which is so interesting.
That paid off for them, didn't it?
Exactly. They have an episode, which is crazy. I just love bringing that up. How do I feel about it now? Was kind of cursing you for making me watch it when I first started it today. But I think this is actually a very enjoyable special. And I can take it for what it is. I think I've given Chibnall a lot of shit, and a lot of it granted, but I think that there are a lot of scenes in this episode, particularly the ending with the departure of Graham and Ryan. It's actually really good.
You finally come round to the ending.
Did I not like it before?
I don't think you ever did, no.
Well,
because I think I've always barracked for it, and you've gone, it's fine.
I really do love the ending. There's a great scene between Yaz and Jack.
I love that scene so much.
It's really good, and it's funny how like the episode, it gives like they give 5 minutes for that scene, which I think it really needed, and it really works. I think the biggest flaw for me is Jodie is in jail for, I think in her time, like 20 or 30 years or something.
Yeah.
And it's so like brushed off.
We don't feel that, do we?
No. There's this stupid line, and by the way, I don't blame Chibnall for this because Moffat was awful for it.
Yeah, he was just continuing the tradition.
You know, it's like there's a scene in the beginning of Impossible Astronaut. It's like there's been 200 years since he visited Amy and Rory. It's like that's so stupid. It's so dumb. It's like, why would he still care about them in like 200 years? He probably forgotten who they are. But like, you know, I think Jodie's been in the prison for like. There's a line with Jack's like, it took me 20 years to get a cell block right next to you. It's like, it's so dumb and silly. It's like, are you serious? That's how you do it. For that aside, I think it's a fun episode. There's Mr. Big. There's the Donald Trump ripoff. There's Mrs. Succession.
Miss Succession's there.
Yeah,
and
the Roys. The Roys. Is she in Lasso as well?
She plays Rebecca's mum in Ted Lasso.
Correct.
And both that and Succession finished on the same day. And everyone went, wow. She's the mum of both shows and two huge shows.
Yeah.
What a mum.
She's great in Succession. Like, she's a great actress.
Yeah,
like,
amazing, and she's great in this.
It's like she's kind of going for, I guess, like a Theresa May kind of thing. I don't know. But
she's
it's like...
camp, mate. It's camp.
It's camp But fuck it. You know what? I'm here for it. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. And I didn't think I was going to say that. I was loading it up and I was going, fucking hate Aiden. I'm going to call him a CUNT when I see him in person. I'm going to do this and do that. But I watched it and I was like, oh, Aiden's not too bad, actually. He's a good guy. Not too bad.
He can survive another day.
Give him a handshake when I see him.
I thought you were going to say hand job then. And I was going to say, let's go.
Now, that's if you put on Power of the Doctor.
Oh, well, it's coming up.
Then, yeah, we'll get there. But
I'll
it's
clear
fun.
my schedule, mate.
It's fun. That was a long spiel.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it now? Because you obviously, I think with all the Chibnall era, you've always been kinder than me. So, how do you feel now watching Revolution of the Daleks?
It's fine. Like, in a good way, it's fine. Like, it's like it's a nice middle of the road story. And a nice special. It's easy to watch, super easy to watch. I think it starts off with just like a little bit too much exposition and takes a little bit to find its feet. I think
agree. Yeah.
Easily could be 60, not 70 minutes.
Because it's a 70-minute episode, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's quite
71,
long.
I think.
Yeah.
So it takes a little bit to find its feet, but that's okay. It started and it said like a long time ago, and it was like dung 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 in big font, and I went, oh fuck's sake, this big Chibnall Energy font, fuck. And that stuff happened. I was like, okay, that's okay. And then we get reintroduced to the companions. Happy New Year, Yaz. Yaz gone a bit crazy, and I'm like kind of into that. Like I quite like that dynamic going on there.
So she's She has not really moved on.
No.
Graham and Ryan have. The Doctor is absent. She's kind of under the impression that like the Doctor can come back any day, but they don't know that she's in jail. So
Yeah, well, Yaz is more like we can find the Doctor. The Doctor needs our help.
because
We
they
need to
have the
find her.
TARDIS from Timeless Child.
This episode would make no sense to anyone that's just tuning in on a random New Year's.
Can I say I tuned into it, had forgotten why the TARDIS was
same.
there. Like I know now, but like back when I first watched it, I was
Yeah.
like, "What is this?"
There's
TARDIS?
heaps of times where she's like, "Oh
Beautiful,
yeah,
beautiful TARDIS though.
you left me on with Cassava and on Gallifrey or
Starving
something."
free.
No,
Is
whoever
that boom?
whoever the bloke is that from Dairy Girls that he blows up
The
at the
bloke
end.
from Dairy Girls.
He takes the bomb at the end
the bloke from
from
Dairy.
Jodie. You know, at the end of Time of Children. He's the one that blows up the Cyberman at the end.
Yes, is he from Dairy Girls?
Yeah, he's the main character in Dairy Girls.
You've been watching that, haven't you?
I have.
Getting ready for the special this year.
That's
I
it,
see.
mate. It's called
Well done.
research.
Well done. It's a Doctor Who night.
What a way
Have you seen
thing
that
to
line
say.
yet?
Yeah, it was in the last episode I watched, I think.
Is that you? It's a
It's
Doctor
Who night. Nick's like,
That's
no,
you.
it's Love Island night. And I say, it's a Doctor Who night.
No, it is a Doctor Who night.
And then she says, but it's the one where they try and turn each other on. And I say, okay, it's a Love Island night, thanks.
They try to turn each other on.
It's a whole thing.
What the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
Erections galore.
Yeah.
Didn't Tommy Fury meet Thingy on Love Island? You know, they just broke up. Very
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah,
very
Molly
sad.
May and Tommy Fury.
Yeah, very sad.
Can you believe that we're talking
It's
about like
almost-
tabloid gossip
It's
on here?
almost like that show doesn't work.
Could you believe it?
It's not real love. Did you know that, folks?
So the new series of British Love Island
yeah.
started like a month ago.
And she's on it?
No.
Oh.
That'll
He's on
be
it?
very quick if they're on it.
From.
No, I'm very ashamed to say that I actually went to Nicole and said,
It's
hey,
out.
I said, do you want to watch the new Love Island? And she said, probably not. And I said, come on.
She said
She wasn't
no?
that keen.
She said no.
and then I said, Nick, please. And she said, all right.
You said please.
And then we got in. Yeah, it's
Aiden, what
it's
the
so
fuck are you
shit.
doing?
It's terrible. But I mean,
Don't you feel insecure? What those guys? They're just so like fit.
no, it makes me want to be fit.
No,
I think it's just a mindset thing, right?
Aiden, it can't be.
It objectifies everyone.
That's not real life, is it? It can't be.
No, I mean, they're real people. But yeah,
I mean, it is. I mean, they are real people, but
Yeah,
like,
nah.
no one looks.
I'm
that
never
good.
expecting myself to look like that.
Aiden, they would spend like 7 days a week.
Yeah, I bet. I'm not
It's
going to do
not
that.
worth it.
I'm not going to do
It's
that.
not worth it.
I'm just going to be the tubby editor.
No, like obviously be like healthy,
Mm.
but don't expect yourself to be like that because it's just
No,
not
I'm
realistic.
not. I'm not.
I
I don't
hope
know.
you're not.
I don't know why you take me to
I
therapy
don't know, I'm
right
worried
now.
that you're making yourself feel bad.
This
for
is
it.
not sponsored by BetterHelp. I don't. No, I enjoy
it's
watching
not
because
sponsored by BetterHelp.
That's what I said.
I need BetterHelp.
Mm.
I do go to therapy and it's not through BetterHelp, but thank you to
Yeah.
not sponsored by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp, save this guy some cash. Please.
No, we're not sponsored by BetterHelp.
We're not.
We are not.
I said we're not.
I know, but I'm just saying.
You're just
out loud,
clarifying that we're not.
Clarifying, not sponsored by BetterHelp. They did
You're
not
worried
pay
that
us.
BetterHelp's lawyers are coming for us.
No, I'm not.
But no, to wrap it up, sometimes you just want to put on trash. And Love Island is hot trash. So that's it.
That's
Emphasis on the hot.
That's okay.
It's like Euro summer vibes. I'm like, yeah.
Are the girls all right in it? Oh, the girls are all right. But similar,
I can neither
similar
confirm
to the
or
girls,
deny.
the girls would make the girls watching it feel like shit. I feel like, don't you just feel like they make you feel like I'm a slob?
I don't know. Should we go back to Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Um,
No response.
so
As always.
Yaz is busy watching Love Island in the TARDIS. So
I
anyways,
think they have a TV in there, so
the first... okay, and another thing that I struggle with this episode is what you were saying, the prison stuff. The time jump, yeah, a little bit, but more so how easy it is for them to break out of prison. Like, it would have been so much cooler had they got like some guards in or something. Just like get some more stakes
it's
rather
almost
than them
like
just
there
in a
aren't any
bubble.
guards. It's almost like it's like
It's all automated.
yeah.
And then the other thing, so, you know, we've got little Weeping Angel cameos and teen cameos and stuff in the silence. That's fun. Don't mind that.
It's the BBC caution department.
Yeah, where can we save that moolah, you know?
It's a cool and it's a good way to get fans to be excited, and also it saves money.
Yeah, fan bonus. But then the thing that pisses me off is like John Barrowman rocks up and it's just like He just says a line, and then it's just cut to close up of him. Like, there's no reveal shot.
Remember this face?
You would have thought there'd be like a dolly in, like, hey, Doc.
Yeah,
remember
so
me?
what happens is the doctor sees the silence and goes, I forgot you were here. And then Jack's like, remember this face? Jack.
And, like, you just think
Doctor.
they do, like, a reveal, but it's just, like, a quite shittily looking
It happens
close-up
quick.
of him. So quick. I understand that maybe for the audience, the big reveal is in Fugitive of the Doom, where they do an awesome push-in shot as he's like, hey, you missed me, right? Dun,
That
dun,
was so
dun.
insane.
Amazing. What a moment.
So was the original plan to have him in Flux, but then all this shit came out? So
I think I did hear a bit of that, but we'll never know. We'll never know.
right, because it seems like they set it up in this episode
he would have come
to
back.
be. Because it's funny, because even his like, you don't even see him say goodbye like in the episode. Like he's just calling through the toilets like, Gwen knocked a Dalek with her son's boxing glove.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang around her for a little bit and see her. I'll see you soon. Bye.
The last
Never
time-
comes back, by the way.
The last time Jack ever appears in Doctor Who is just a voiceover saying goodbye.
Yep.
It's crazy. Anyways,
So they must have like planned for him to come back in Flux.
I bet, yeah. He helps the Doc escape. What do you think of John Barrowman in this episode? Because
It's weird to see him. It's been so long since we've seen him that it's kind of odd. It's like, it kind of reminds me of like, you know, the last series of Seinfeld. It's like, these are the characters that you love. Are they the same as you know them? No, but here they are. They're still the characters, but they're not really the same as they are.
they're literally reusing jokes where it's like, how'd you get the Vortex manipulator in here?
You don't
want
want
to
to
know.
And there's also the you can talk.
Yeah.
That's literally from Utopia.
yeah, it's crazy.
Have you ever worked them? You can talk
talk.
because of the regeneration. It's
Yeah.
literally the same thing.
It's crazy.
I find it fine. He doesn't really add much. He's kind of just there. It's like, it's a cool thing to throw into the New Year's special, like
Yeah.
hashtag Jack's back. You know, as they put it. I've missed that sound.
I was about to say that. He has some great moments, like with Yaz, and
That is brilliant.
It's a bit fun when he's with Graham and Ryan towards the end.
Hey, Silver Fox.
That's quite fun. But I do think like it's quite weird. There's a moment, particularly one scene when they first teleport into the TARDIS, they get back to the TARDIS or whatever towards the start once they escape prison.
Yeah.
And there's a moment where every bit of dialogue he says sounds horrible. Sounds like someone that's never acted before, like someone that's never acted before and has no talent, has then got their dad who just works at Bunnings and like
Wow.
has never done any acting before.
Quite harsh, Shane.
And then they've given him a script and said, read these lines. And he's like, what, Doc? Oh my God, you've been in prison for 20 years?
Well,
Oh,
is that
I'm
what it's like?
sorry.
We do get like a reference to like, it's like, I told you to not give the Lone Cybermen that shit. Did you do it? And she's like, kinda, but I sorted it out in the end. It's like, great, thanks, Jodie. I know your dog's locked in fucking Costa, but
Me dog's locked in fucking Costa.
R.I.P.
I'm
the
sorry
dog.
John Barrowman didn't work out for you in this episode, Aiden.
Yeah. So then the gang all regroup. They're like, holy shit, there's AI Daleks.
I do like the push, by the way.
The push?
The shove. She shoves.
Oh, when Yaz shoves? Yeah, I like a bit of shove.
Bro, Yaz be gay. Like she loves her.
There's a lot of moments in this episode where it
Now
is-
looking back, it's like, it's like I get that she actually loves her.
But then even Chibs was like, yeah, we didn't really know we were doing that until the
But
specials.
how though? Like, don't tell me that. Like, come on.
I
That
feel, yeah, I don't know.
that
it's a
is
little-
it's so there. Like it's so there. Like even Jack's like, I saw the way you shoved her.
Yeah.
It has to be there. It is there. Do you like Big?
He's kind of funny in this one.
I know he's like,
Yeah,
I think
like-
he's been like cancelled.
Yeah, but
he's good in it.
doesn't make him not funny.
I think he's actually, you know what, I can't tell you how much I think I said this in our original review. I can't tell you how much I fucking hated him as a character when I first watched this. I was like,
Yeah.
Doctor Who's so cringe. Like it's trying to be, and I do hate at the end. It's like, there are theories that you're going for a presidential run. It's like, I can't comment on that. It's like, it's so Donald Trump and it's
Yeah.
so fucking cringe that they try to do that. But hell, man, I kind of find it funny.
I think him mixed with the mother of Succession and Ted Lasso is kind of a fun mix.
Yeah.
And they both really ham up the characters that they want to play.
Yes.
And I just, it is like fun in
It
like
kinda is.
I'm kind of chuckling like.
So how did you like the vibe of the episode? Like, did you enjoy watching it? I feel like you kind of didn't like it. I
did.
enjoyed it.
No,
I liked it.
Yeah,
like,
I had fun. I think the second act is where it like peaks. I think there's some great character moments in there. It's lots of fun. The first act, like I said, took a while to find its feet. But then as we go through the episode in the third act, so we've got all of a sudden the Daleks that they're making to protect Hobby Security Jones turn. I think it's great when there's that big orchestral beat with the mother of these TV shows. And it like comes to a crescendo with the Daleks all turning and exterminating her. I think it's amazing.
at 10 down the street.
And then from there, it's like, it's sick seeing like cool location footage of things being blown up. I remember seeing it get shot. It looked awesome. But then it doesn't fall apart, but I think it makes decisions that I don't like. And that's a bit of a bummer for me in this episode. It pulls me out of it. I don't like the Doctor. I don't think the Doctor would ever willingly bring the Daleks to Earth. Remember when there was one Dalek on Earth? And it was like, holy fuck. Now they're going to bring in 1,000 of them.
Yes.
So that's A. B, I know these fuckers are the Daleks.
But she kills them all.
But she literally lures them just to kill them. And it's not that they don't deserve to die, but there's just something that's not quite the Doctor about it.
Yeah, I think that's completely fair to say.
That grinds on me throughout the whole final act. I just don't believe the whole final act as a result.
Yeah, I think that's understandable. Do you kind of have like this specials slack almost? You're like, it's a fun special episode, like Christmas specials. I kind of get that slack because it's like, I do get that it's like specials, like as you said, like a lot more people tune into it. Like they have to factor in the idea that not a lot of people who actually watch the show are actually watching it, and it might have to be kind of silly fun.
Well, they they didn't do a very good job of that, considering that the companions randomly have a TARDIS, the Doctor's stuck in prison, Jack's randomly back and has met the other characters before. There's a bunch of references to stuff that happened in the time as children. The Doctor talks about they don't know who they are anymore. Do I go on?
Well, as I said, people will be watching who don't know the show.
Yeah, and they're like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but Jack's back.
And from your comment just then, it clearly shows they don't know the show. But it can still be fun.
It can be.
I agree. I mean, we can like talk to the cars come home about how the Doctor wouldn't do that. But we also had conversations. I think I can't remember, but nor do I care to. But I think we had conversations about something that Shudi's Doctor did that was like, I don't know if the Doctor would do that. It's like, I think we can always like talk about that, particularly with Jodie's era, though. I understand that. I think I just enjoy watching it, and it's fun, and Mr. Big, Mr. Donald Trump in it is like, it's just a funny character.
He's a funny character.
And he's actually kind of a big actor. Like, he was in Sex and the City. Yeah. Like, he's HBO brained. Like,
big brain, mate.
I think he's cancelled. I don't know. But
I think he is, yeah. You were saying you give this the holiday special pass. Do you know the pass that I give it?
What?
Is that CGI's fucking amazing pass.
Oh.
I think that's the best CGI Doctor Who's ever had. That final sequence with the Daleks swirling around and flying into the TARDIS. Well, mainly the Doctor facing off against the Daleks. I think it looks incredible. The lighting, the blues. It looks fantastic.
Don't you think maybe the Doctor would want to save another TARDIS? I mean, there's only one TARDIS, as she always says, or he always says, there's only one TARDIS. Now she has two, and she just crumbs it up into like, it's like a scrunched piece of paper.
But that scene is responsible for Tubby Dalek.
Yes.
The squish Dalek.
Yes.
It's so good.
It is.
I love that.
Do you not think canon-wise, so it'd be nice to just have a spare TARDIS in case?
But I'd take Tubbs Dalek over that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You take a meme over continuity?
Yeah, I think I would, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's just the type of guy I am.
I think that's very, very ridiculous of you, Aiden. I like it. And by the way, there is kind of like, there's a scene in the episode where, you know, the Doctor and Ryan sit down and talk. And Ryan's like, no, don't say you're not going to talk about it. I know you well enough to know when you're lying, and you've gone through something. It's like, wow, it really took us like 2 series for you guys to have an actual proper chat, but I'm glad we got it now.
Was a nice scene. It is
Will
weird.
we have that with Ryan, with the Doctor and Ruby, maybe?
We never had anything like that with Doctor and Ruby.
We might. That's what I'm saying, though. We might have that in series 2. They finally
in her
have
final ever episode.
Yeah.
It is a nice scene. 4 minutes to
Osaka. Yeah.
Osaka.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's another thing. It goes to Japan. I've been to Japan since seeing this episode.
That's cool.
So I was like, I've been to Osaka.
Have you been to Osaka?
I've been to Osaka, yeah.
Since when did the TARDIS take 4 minutes?
Like 3 or 4
land?
days in Osaka.
Since when does the TARDIS take 4 minutes to land? It's on Earth.
Took me over 24 hours to get there. Mate.
I know it
so
took
I'll take
you that
4
long,
minutes.
Aiden, but the TARDIS can land there in seconds.
Fucking Virgin
Since
cancelling 3
when?
of my fucking flights, you rats.
They're virgins, man.
They are definitely Virgins that
Nothing wrong
fucking
being
getting a
virgin.
schedule
God
right.
bless all our virgin viewers.
And they also gave me salmonella. But let's move on from that.
Wait, wasn't it from the free coupons you got salmonella from? Did
No,
they give you,
there was
I was
look,
vouchers
I don't
for the
I don't want to
airport.
get sued, but I won't say who I flew with, but in some point in the last year I have flown with Virgin.
You won't get sued. You paid money to go and do it. Like, you can't get sued from
I'm just saying, mate, the lawyers are riding up at the moment.
They're not.
All the lawyers that listen to this podcast.
They can't sue you. You paid money for
But
it.
I did in the past year get salmonella from some airplane food. And I did also fly with Virgin in the last year. So I'll just say that.
How did you know it was from the chicken?
It's the only meal that me and my partner had shared, and both of us got it.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
Yeah. And like the time frame of how it kicks in all racks up. We've checked it all through.
Next
mate.
month, when we fly to go see Joss Nez in Adelaide, I'm hitting that vegetarian option, baby. Try and give me salmonella through that. I dare you.
Yeah.
I dare you, Qantas.
Yeah.
I dare you.
Anyways, 4
What were we
minutes.
saying?
4 minutes to Osaka.
Yeah, so why does it take 4 minutes to get to Osaka?
I don't know, because Virgin keeps cancelling the fucking
Is
flights.
it Virgin? We'll blame Virgin.
Yeah.
Virgin made it 4 minutes to get to Osaka.
They did.
Wearing a beanie, are you?
Yeah.
First time I met you, you were wearing a beanie. I thought that lad suits a beanie. That scene really works for me. I really do. It sucks that it took so long to get there. But same with the ending scene. Like it actually like made me feel something.
Yeah, I'd have thought. Yeah. I had a feeling.
You had a thought.
I had an emotion.
What was your thought?
That I feel an emotion.
Your thought was that you felt something.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's good. Good time. But yeah, no, it is a good scene. It's a good scene. Yeah, they throw all the Daleks into the TARDIS. The TARDIS crumples down. Looks beautiful. Throw it in the
You don't
bin.
think that TARDIS could have been used for something else?
Spin-off, maybe. There's enough TARDIS spin-offs ideas with Clara and me.
Yeah, don't
out
they
there.
have a TARDIS technically?
Fucking, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
The fuck is this shit? Yeah.
They companions.
Dido.
They say it's time to go.
That final shot when they all do that,
Oh, fuck.
it's actually a very beautiful shot.
I love the piece of score there. Bye, fam.
I like how
Gone.
Graham is ready to go, and Ryan said from that 4 minute chat to Ahsoka, thanks to Virgin.
Ahsoka, the Star Wars program.
Excuse me, Ahsoka.
I wish Ahsoka was 4 minutes long, mate.
Thank you, Rosie O'Dalvine, whatever the fucking name is. Yes, that because of that chat, he kind of like expressed like, you know, I had actually time to go see I spoke to my dad, I spoke to my friends, I actually had time to, not that this was ever expressed really through much of Doctor Who. I know there was with, what's it called? It's not the mental health episode.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? It kind of expressed that, like, you know, Ryan wasn't there with his friends, and we had from the previous New Year special with his dad, but we haven't really had anything else. I guess the start of Spyfall, where it's like, Ryan, mate, you ain't been around, mate. And it's like, yeah. I just been busy, innit? I've been busy. But it's like, that's enough, I guess, to be like, now Ryan's like, okay, I had time to spend time with them. And, you know, Graham's like, listen, mate, I ain't going to travel without you. And it's kind of sweet. It's a bit lame that Yaz is like, I'll never leave you, Doctor. She's like a teacher's pet. She's like...
Yeah. So I'll stay. Did someone say TARDIS time?
Maybe.
Did someone say flux?
You know what she's probably thinking, with respect?
Working COVID. Take
Well,
that.
No, I was. That's actually a good point. They kind of didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's like Yaz as a character is probably thinking like, I'm a loving lesbian and maybe I can have some one-on-one time with her and some things can happen.
Maybe, yeah.
And you know what, girl? I respect it.
Rate it.
Didn't work out in the end, but God loves to try her.
Unlucky champ.
And she's a loving lesbian, and I love that.
So the final scene is beautiful, is lovely.
It works for me very well. I do love how Graham doesn't want to travel without Ryan because he's like, well, what would be the point? And I like that, and I respect that.
Yeah.
And it's a bit cringe to end on the whole
Well, yeah, we got to go. Well, hold on, before we go there.
Yeah.
Before we go there.
Yeah.
I adore.
A door.
Adore.
What door? What door do you adore?
The door I'm about to tell you, mate.
Yeah.
The way they end that scene, where the doctor, it's a bit of a cringe line from the doc, where the doc's like, I can go back in time. I can do this.
Great.
I can do this. And then Yaz
She
says,
has regret.
Yaz says, it's okay to be sad. Cut to black. Oh my God, I thought this was New Year's. I was hopeful for 2021. And now I just feel like, yeah, it's okay to be sad. Let's just be sad. Okay.
It was unintentionally filmed before COVID and kind of fit perfectly. Because she said it's okay to be sad, and we had a fucking pandemic hit us.
Well, I also think though,
it works so through Doctor Who as well.
I think it's he can obviously give shit for how give Chibnall shit for how the end of what's the one called?
Thomas Child?
No, it is Can You Hear Me? Where the doctor says, sorry, I'm just a bit socially awkward.
Yes. Which notoriously we didn't talk about on the show.
No, we didn't when we
Somehow
reviewed it.
We reviewed it and forgot to talk about it.
I think the reason we didn't talk about it is because that episode does handle mental health so well. And I think there is a few times in Chibnall's era where it does tackle that, particularly with Yaz's character. There's a few moments where that stuff comes up. And I think it's handled really well. And I think this is a great moment. I think the line, it's okay to be sad, is a universally relatable line. It's something that everyone should hear. I should hear it. It's a great line and really powerful.
Yeah, and even Ryan saying to the doctor, cut the bullshit. I've known you long enough to know when you're not okay. And I know right now you're not okay.
Yeah.
Because she's pretending to be. That line is that whole interaction at the end is she is for the regret. It's I can go back. I can go back before the 10 months. And it's really good. And you finally get to see from her doctor, it's oh shit, I actually do care about these people, and I've kind of fucked up a little bit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how sorry, my balls dropped then when I said I.
Mate, me too.
I like how retrospectively, we look back on these stories, and you kind of can see. I still don't think it's fleshed out enough to say that we were wrong in the past, but everyone said what's 13's character, what's her arc, but there is these little scattered bits throughout, and we talked about it because it's a bit more of a thing in flux, but of the doctor not being one to talk about their emotions and stuff. And it doesn't really go anywhere. It doesn't have a big character beat in power or something where it all comes into fruition.
And I regret
and
not showing my emotions.
And I think that sucks, but I do think it is nice that there's a bit of consistency from there, that you can see Chibs is trying to sort of do something with this. Doesn't pay off, doesn't get it right in the end, but I like that.
Yeah.
And that because Ryan says that thing where he's you don't tell us about your emotions.
Yeah, because we know you and we know when you're upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is Ryan's last episode. He's done.
And he rides a fucking bike. Let's talk about that last scene, mate. Because it started, that last scene. I went, oh yeah, no, I forgot about this scene. That's nice. And it's kind of okay, them trying on the bike, right? It's nice I went back to the hill and all that. And then they look up.
The hill from The Woman Who Fell to Earth. We get it.
They look up, and it's basically Twice Upon a Time with green screen Clara Oswald, but it's green screen Grace.
There's something in my eye.
Oh, that was cringe.
There's something in my eye, says Ryan.
She just
Graham
smiles.
Says, yeah, me too, mate.
It looks horrible. It's terrible. It's a hot mess. And you kind of go, okay, that's enough. Let's end the episode. We do a big pull-out shot, right? And I'm already cringing. I'm like, do a big pull-out shot of Ryan riding his bike. Again. The last thing Ryan Sinclair does in Doctor Who is fall off on his bike.
And then ends.
And it just ends. I cannot tell you. I just watched this in my room, just fine, normal. I just broke out into hysterical laughter when Ryan Sinclair fell off his bike at the end of the episode.
It's the last shot. It pans up. I don't know if we're gonna explain it well enough, but it pans up, and he rides off, and then he just falls, and then it ends. I noticed that. I was like, "What the fuck?"
It's such a weird thing to end on.
It is.
It's not like I'm not laughing at dyspraxia or anything like that.
It'd be sweet
but
if it ended with him just riding off, because like he's doing it, and then it cuts. You're doing it, mate.
yeah, or like have
He doesn't say you're doing it, mate.
like-
By the way, I checked.
or like have him stack it and then
You're doing
look
it,
after him
mate.
or something. He does say you're doing it, mate.
He does actually. No,
He does say it.
he does say actually. No, you're right. No, he does.
Graham's last words are, "You're doing it, mate."
That's right. Sorry. He
That's
does
intentional,
say it.
surely.
He does. That's what yeah, that's right. Sorry. He is saying it. Yeah. You're doing it, mate. He does say it. But it's like, they knew that was a meme, right?
Yeah, surely.
People,
So that whole ending is just like you're laughing.
you're doing it, mate.
There's no emotion. You're just laughing. You're laughing because you're doing it, mate, and because Ryan stacks it on his bike again.
You're doing it, mate.
Doing it, mate.
I remember Doctor Who poop never let that shit go.
No, it was going. It probably went on for a bit too long, I'd say, but
You're doing it, mate.
you're doing it, mate. Oh, well.
And they edited the frog and it takes you away when its mouth open and mood. It was like,
You're
you're
doing it, mate.
And I couldn't stop laughing for like 10 minutes.
It was a good meme. Connor.
Yeah.
So, back on the 2nd of January 2021, I gave this a 7.25. You gave it a 6.
I'm going to give it a 7.
Well, you're upping it to a 7, mate.
7. Every time I do 7 now, Aiden, I'm sorry. I hope you know this. I'm not trying to be mean or a meme, but every time I say 7 now, I'm going to do 7.
I hate you.
7
I hate
from
you so much.
Seinfeld. So, what are you going to give it?
7.
Yes.
7.
Well done. Have you seen that episode?
No.
I know you haven't.
Silly Seinfeld.
Silly Seinfeld.
Yes.
Boom.
Boom. Yeah, no, it's good. It's fun. Middle on the road, but on the good side of it, you know.
Can you give me your 60-second review of what you've watched of House of Dragon so far?
I've watched 3.5 episodes.
3.5.
It's pretty good. Every episode, there's like 3 characters that rock up that were probably in season 1 at some point.
And you can remember.
But I sit there like,
Yeah,
just wear a name tag. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I seriously, and they start talking, and I'm just like, who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Meanwhile, they're going, nah, 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 nah. And I'm like,
Didn't you watch a YouTube recap like I suggested?
I did.
Okay.
But like, it didn't
help?
No, it was a quick one because I knew I'd get bored if it was 10 minutes. So I watched a 1-minute one.
Oh, Aiden, you fuck.
Just to remember like the main dynamics and stuff. But then there's like this random person that rocks up, and like the whole episode is based around something that they do. And I'm like, I don't know who you are. I don't care. It's pretty good though.
From memory, I think episode 4 is really good.
I'm halfway through. I fell asleep.
You keep falling asleep, don't you?
I keep falling asleep, mate. I don't have that fucking dog in me anymore. Gets to
Nah,
9
that's
p.m. and I start House of Dragon, and then
Really?
by 9:30 I'm like
Ooh, it's time to go to bed.
asleep.
If you're ever having trouble falling asleep,
Watch House of Dragon.
just chuck on House of Dragon series 2.
That's right. We'll keep the House of Dragon updates coming over there.
Yeah, thank you, Aiden, for your 3.5 episode update.
Yeah, there we go.
I like how it's a
Maybe I
half.
would have cracked onto episode 5.
Yeah, maybe.
I really liked
I like how
episode
it's
3 though.
3.5.
I did really like episode 3.
Can't remember it, but that's okay.
It ends with a confrontation in a cathedral with
Yeah,
2 characters.
that is good.
Great scene. Great
That
scene.
is good.
But yeah, guys, that's our show. Next week we are back to classic Doctor Who.
The Romans.
Rory the Roman.
Is it Romans? The Romans?
I think it's the Romans, yeah.
Rory the Romans.
So back onto season 2. When will it end? Got a long way to go, mate.
Never.
Long
It
way
won't
to go.
end. It won't end.
But looking forward to that, mate. Looking forward to sitting back here doing another pod with you. And very grateful for everyone for listening, as we always are. You guys are stars. A lot of interactions in the comments last week. Let's keep that going.
Yeah, thank you for all the Seinfeld comments. I do appreciate it.
I didn't appreciate it. I almost
7.
almost hid you from the channel, mate.
7.
I'm still blind.
Thank you.
Anyways, guys, yeah,
Dead air there.
we'll be back next week. And thanks so much.
It's Aiden and Connor's podcast. Hey, Doctor Who reviews.
We're doing Doctor Who reviews.
That isn't even funny. That was bantering.
Thanks, PCAP. I did have a moment though. What I didn't talk about in the review. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The theme tune Isn't it amazing? Isn't the Series 11 to Flux theme amazing?
Nah.